Hey guys, welcome back to the channel McNallie Money, home of all things stock, investment, and personal finance related. Now for today's video, we're going to be providing an update on Digihost Technology. This is a small-scale crypto mining company based in the United States that we've covered on the channel previously. Before we get into all that, please take a second, hit the like button, you guys. It's a huge help to myself and the channel. If you're not already subscribed, McNallie Money, feel free to do so. And let me know in the comment section below if you're currently holding shares of Digihost, how you think they stack up to some of the other miners like Hut 8 and Bitfarms we talk about on the channel, and what you thought about their August production results and operational update. Now with that being said, let's get into today's video. Okay guys, so that's right. Today's video, we're going to be providing an update on Digihost Technology. This is another crypto mining company, a little bit smaller than Hut 8 and Bitfarms. It operates exclusively in the United States, and this is another one we've covered on the channel previously. So I wanted to provide an update in relation to their August production results and some operational updates that they just released yesterday. So in terms of share price here, you guys, you can see very similar story to really a lot of the small caps in the market and the crypto space in general. Digihost has been on a downward trend over the last 6 months. You can see they were trading above $4 back in March, and they closed out yesterday's session at 97 cents Canadian. So they trade on the TSX Venture under the ticker symbol DGHI, and in the United States under the same ticker on the NASDAQ exchange. So on the day's session, they were up 1 cent or 1% per share. And given this 97 cent close, they're sitting at a market cap in the neighborhood of about $25 to $30 million Canadian. So really about a tenth of the size of Hut 8 or Bitfarms, which are some of the main companies we cover on this channel. Now, this is a great opportunity to get into a smaller company. It's high growth, it's up and coming, and we're actually going to take a look at their updated corporate website, which is linked in the video description below throughout today's presentation as well. Now, to kick things off, this is the article that came out yesterday, September 7th. Digihost announces 54% production increase in their monthly Bitcoin year over year and provides some key operational updates, which I'm going to walk you through in a second here. So as we continue to scroll down, you can see the highlights in terms of their production for August. So very similar to the other crypto mining companies, they provide monthly production updates. They mined 68 Bitcoin in the month of August, resulting in a total reserve of 177 Bitcoin at the end of August, which represents about $3.5 million based on the Bitcoin price in the neighborhood of $20,000 US we've seen. And again, very similar to a lot of these companies, the price in the underlying asset or commodity, being Bitcoin, has also taken a dive. I saw an article saying we're nearing 20-month lows on the actual price of Bitcoin itself. Now, the cool thing about Digihost Technology is they also actively mine Ethereum. So you can see they hold just north of 1,000 Ethereum, which is valued at $1.5 million based on the current Ethereum price, just north of $1,500 US. So that between the two cryptos, you guys, Bitcoin and Ethereum, gives them a total reserve value of $5.1 million. So not bad compared to their market cap. About a fifth of their total market cap actually sits in crypto. Now the next point here, very similar to what we saw with Bitfarms, to avoid dilution of shareholders, so Hut 8 Mining actually issued an ATM at the market offering of additional shares to raise equity or money. Bitfarms and Digihost Technology went a different direction, and they actually sold some of their Bitcoin in the month of August to fund their energy costs. So obviously these companies are struggling a little bit right now. The price of Bitcoin is severely depressed. They need to keep the lights on, so to speak, keep their machines running, keep paying their salaries of their employees, so they had to actually liquidate some of their reserve in order to fund this activity. Now with that being said, the next bullet point is really a highlight of Digihost Technology, and one of the main reasons I love this company. Despite their size and being a smaller company, they're actually 100% debt free, so that's a big thing I look for, especially with these smaller micro cap type of companies. Obviously we've seen interest rates go through the roof this year, and companies that owe a large amount of debt are very susceptible to market downtrends like this, and things can really go south for these type of companies in a very short amount of time. So that's a huge kudos to the team at Digihost Technology. 100% debt free, they're not diluting shareholders, and as a result they had to sell off a portion of their Bitcoin in the month of August. Now, in terms of the year-over-year comparisons, this is where it gets really exciting for Digihost. So you can see they mined approximately 24 more Bitcoin in August of this year compared to August of last year. So 54% year-over-year growth, you guys, which is phenomenal. However, the issue there is if you look back to August of 2021, Bitcoin price was almost 2.5 times where it is today. So despite mining only 44 Bitcoin, the value equated to just about $2.1 million, whereas August of this year, they mined 68 Bitcoin, but because of that depressed price in the underlying asset, it equates to only $1.36 million. But again, for companies that are building these reserves and playing the long game, I'm really not too concerned about that month-over-month production value, except for the fact that they're actually having to sell off a portion of this Bitcoin at these depressed prices. Now, if we start to look at some year-over-year comparisons, they mined approximately 185 more Bitcoin on a year-to-date basis compared to last year, which is up about 48%. So you can see year-to-date, they're sitting at 572 Bitcoin compared to only 388 year-to-date last year. But again, we've got that price disparity based on the price of Bitcoin itself. And then they provide some operational updates specifically in relation to their Alabama site. So again, Digihost is focused on mining in the United States. So they're pleased to announce that during the month of August, they received their Public Service Commission approval for what's known as an economic rider rate discount. So this really applies to the power cost or lowering their direct energy costs that they've negotiated at the Alabama site with Alabama Power. And they're continuing to develop at this facility, building out their construction work. They're on schedule and budget. So two key factors, again, speaking to the diligence of the management team, Digihost is building out the necessary infrastructure to provide the property with 22 megawatts of power during the fourth quarter of this year and ramping that up to 55 megawatts of total power by the first quarter of 2023. So aggressively expanding their capacity and the hash rate within this company's portfolio. Now, the other thing that was nice to see is management has actually elected to cancel a number of stock options, so a total of about 1.15 million stock options at varying different exercise or strike prices. So again, a big vote of confidence from the management team. Now, that being said, these are pretty aggressive exercise prices, you guys. You can see in the neighborhood of $3, $4, $7. So it's likely these would have expired worthless anyhow, but it is nice to see management actively removing those stock options. And two other notable transactions in relation to their shares, you guys, they actually granted the company's vice president of operations just north of 19,000 shares for joining the company. And super exciting to see the CEO himself, Mr. Amar, actually purchased 55,000 shares of the company, valued at about $39,000 US. So the CEO himself is purchasing shares off the open market, which is a great sign to see. And after that transaction, Mr. Amar now owns about 4.9 million shares of Digihost Technology, which equates to about 19% of the total float on a partially diluted basis. So again, a big vote of confidence from the CEO himself, who owns about a fifth of this company personally. So with that being said, if we now jump over to the Digihost website, again, I'll leave a link in the video description below, you guys. A couple of things I wanted to walk through. So again, that major focus on sustainability, which we've seen from a lot of these crypto mining companies. They've got proprietary software that allows 24-hour monitoring of their hardware at their facilities to really optimize their hash rate and their production. And similar to Hut 8 Mining, they've got these sustainable data centers, which really focuses on creating these high efficiency centers and keeping their input costs, specifically electricity costs, as low as possible. Now, as we scroll down, you can see Digihost is striving to be a leader in the blockchain technology space. We are a blockchain technology company based in the United States with core competencies in network development, hosting, and mining operations supported by renewable and sustainable energy. Currently, 90% of the energy consumed by Digihost operations is from sources that create zero carbon emissions, while more than 50% of the energy consumed is being generated from renewable energy sources. So this was one of the biggest issues that the general public had with crypto miners, was the amount of energy that these operations consume and the impact on the local energy grid. So Digihost has really taken a step forward, and they're pioneering this push into green and renewable energy for their daily operations. As we acquire and begin to operate our own power generation facilities, we'll focus on using bridge power sources where available for low carbon or renewable sources of energy. By creating applications for existing power supplies, we can transform the way power is used and the way blockchain is applied. So really a key focus on where and how they source their energy or power inputs to these facilities. And again, you can see they specifically call out that United States focus, which is another point of differentiation from Bitfarms and Hut 8. Now, if we jump over to the next slide, this really talks about some of the growth that the team at Digihost has in their site. So Digihost is well positioned to maintain strong Bitcoin mining operations while continuing to execute on its strategy to expand its business operations and achieve its goal of being one of the fastest growing Bitcoin mining companies in North America. So two key things to pull out there, you guys, is expanding their scope. So very similar to Hut 8, they're diversifying their future revenue streams and that high or fast growth focus like we see from the team at Bitfarms. If you continue to scroll down, you can see they talk about the future of this company, you guys, and really expanding the focus of Digihost portfolio. Their main focus is going to expand to global blockchain technology businesses, which are supported by Balance, their in-house cryptocurrency accounting and tax software, as well as maintaining their mining capacity through those high efficiency data centers that we just discussed. Now, on top of that, they're also looking to expand their capacity so that aggressive growth, diversify into various different revenue streams, which includes mining different cryptocurrencies outside of Bitcoin and Ethereum, that unrelenting focus on sustainability in their core inputs or that ESG mantra, and then forming partnerships and alliances in the industry to improve efficiency, profitability, and awareness where possible. And you can then see a look at their various different operations. So these are high capacity, industrial scale, Bitcoin and Ethereum mining operations here, you guys. And again, looking to continue to expand and increase the efficiency at these locations each and every quarter. So that really leads us to this slide here, you guys, why you should consider investing in Digihost. So we already looked at their August production. We talked about those big year-over-year increases. We've talked about some of the ways they've differentiated themselves from other crypto miners we cover on the channel, and the fact that this is a smaller, high-growth company that's got a lot of things going for them, including that diversification in terms of their revenue streams. Now, with the cryptocurrency market reaching hundreds of billions of dollars and institutional investors slowly starting to come on board, the time has never been better to invest in the crypto mining space. This is something I personally believe at my core, you guys. The price of Bitcoin will go up over the long term, in my personal opinion, and companies like Digihost that have no debt, that are expanding their capacity, building up their reserve, are going to benefit very well from these conditions at a macro level. We saw this a couple of weeks ago when we saw that bear market rally in the price of Bitcoin. Hut 8 Mining was actually able to double their share price, 100% increase in a single month alone. And Digihost is another great example of a crypto mining company that provides you that exposure if you're bullish on the long-term price of Ethereum and Bitcoin. Digihost maintains a single large-scale cryptocurrency mining operation. They currently own just shy of 12,000 miners, and they're continuing to deploy new machines with an operating capacity of 42 megawatts. Their electricity costs are low, they've got sustainable energy sources, they've got a high efficiency data center, and their custom software allows them to monitor the temperature, the hash rate, the memory, the wattage, and the fans of their hardware on a 24/7 basis. So very tech forward, you guys, and continuing to look for operational efficiencies at every corner. So for those reasons, I'd be super curious to hear your thoughts on Digihost. Are you currently holding this company? What did you think about their August results? And how do you think they stack up to Hut 8 Mining and Bitfarms Limited? Let me know which of the three you prefer. If you're still watching the video at this point, hopefully you found some value. So make sure you hit the like button. And if you're not a part of our community, McNallie Money, feel free to join, subscribe. It's a big help, you guys. We just crossed the 8,000 subscriber milestone. And I'm super appreciative for each and every one of you who come watch these videos, leave your thoughts, and hit the like button. With that being said, that's all for now. Have a great rest of your day. We'll see you in the next video.